I should have stayed in Marrakesh. Manchester United, we won 2 out of 2 when we were there. Man United tonight, it was probably one of the best first halves of the season. 2-0 up against Sevilla, cruising. But wow, did we just capitulate in that second half. The Varane injury, he went off at half-time. That Martinez injury. It looks like his season's over. The sort of injury there where no one's around. We'll speak about that in a bit. But Manchester United there in a game which should have been game, set and match by the 60th minute. Instead, we now go to Seville next Thursday, 2-2. 2 own goals. Ah, man, was that second half abysmal. But honestly, it wasn't the worst thing that happened tonight. Seeing Martinez is an absolute warrior. Warrior of a player. To see him pull up like that, get carried off the pitch, head in his hand, it looked like an Achilles pop. It looked like a really bad injury. I'd be surprised if he plays for us again this season. Varane going off at half-time. We're going to be seeing Maguire and Lindelof. Sure, hope you're fit to play away at Sevilla, my friend. But Martinez, please be fit. But it doesn't look good. And Man United in that game there against Sevilla. If this was Manchester United in the first half, this was Manchester United in the second half. I wish I could come here and celebrate about how Sabitzer scored 2. Martial had a masterclass in that first half. Well, look how much better we are with a world-class number 9. But instead, we're here sort of... we're a little bit stunned in... I don't know what that was. Where do you put the blame for that? And now there's going to be people, I know there are. Erik Ten Hag's at fault for that game. He took Fernandes off. He brought, Fernandes for Eriksen. That's an absolutely fine substitution to be making. Fernandes, who's now suspended for that second leg for an absolutely, where is it? Where's a photo of that abysmal decision by the referee? Oh, it's a yellow card. Yeah, nice one, ref. Yeah, he can really, piss right off. What happened? Malacia with an absolutely abysmal mistake. Lack of awareness. Was it Navas behind him? Tyrell, man, he had an absolute stinker tonight. And I've been happy to praise him all season long. But United lacked that killer instinct, didn't we? It's there. It's 1-0. It's 2-0. You're thinking, we're 1-0 up within 30 seconds. It was offside. But we played brilliantly in that first half. So much good football. Everybody linking up well. And it was that man there. Not that man there. That man there. Anthony Martial. Taken off after 60 minutes, it felt like the right substitution to make. I said that either Martial was going to start and play 60 or come on for the last 30. He went off on the 60th minute. He's wrapped in cotton wool. Ten Hag, I don't think we'll use him for 90 minutes this season. And with him in the team, we looked fluid in that first half. It was brilliant. Anthony, again, he's looking more and more dangerous. He's developing. That's what I'm saying about watching Anthony right now. He's developing. I'll speak about him in a little bit. But Martial, we just seemed like a better team with him in. Because we are a better team with him in. Weghorst did a job. He served a purpose. But he should never be starting 19 games. And I praised him a lot. We are a better team with Martial in. But how did that happen? What caused that? Did we just take did we take our foot off? Did we step backwards? I can't isolate one particular moment in that second half where I just felt that's where the game switched. It's just United we kind of stepped back a bit. It felt like we started to let the pressure go on. And there's going to be people, as I said, that are going to be criticising Ten Hag for the subs he made in that game. And look, you know what? The thing I want to speak about here before I speak about that, because I think there were some mistakes, questionable decisions, I suppose. But you're looking at Martinez here with that injury. No one around him. No one around him. You know what's happened there? His body's been pushed to an extreme. It's almost like he's played a fucking World Cup halfway through a season. It's almost like Rashford's just got a muscular injury. Like Shaw's just got a muscular injury. And like Martinez there, what looks like some sort of Achilles rupture. And that is a long road to recovery. No one around him. He is a warrior of a man. And how he plays, he's a battler. For his body to do that, it means he's been pushed to the absolute limit. And it's down to abysmal scheduling. And we have every right, as every single team and manager should be complaining about this. The amount that is expected of these players. It doesn't, I'm not saying that, right, that doesn't justify what happened in that second half. when you're looking at the drop-off from Manchester United to go from Martial to Weghorst, from Anthony to Elanga, there isn't a drop-off, in my opinion, between Fernandes and Eriksen. They're both wonderful players. So you can look at that and say, oh, it's Ten Hag's fault taking Fernandes off. Come on, guys. It's Eriksen. We've been crying for Eriksen to come back in. Don't all of a sudden pretend that Eriksen coming on as a second-half sub for Fernandes is an issue. However, the drop-off between Anthony and Elanga and Martial to Weghorst is massive. And we all know that. The strength is not there in the starting 11. We've got some strength in midfield. And like this guy here, absolutely we should be signing him up in the summer. In my opinion, anyway. I'm not just judging out the back of that. I think he's been playing pretty consistently well. He clearly is a good squad player. And this team is going to have to be a squad next season. And Sabitzer, for me, for 20 million, I don't think we can really do wrong, given how much midfielders cost. But it had to be Maguire, didn't it? He knew absolutely nothing about that. I'd love to put that on him, but it's kind of comical that it's Harry Maguire that it happens to. But United scoring 2 own goals in that second half. And to go from, as I said, to go from the utter control, as I said, that genuinely is probably, it might be the best first 45 minutes that we've had this season. So good. From that to that. From 2-0 up, thinking that the game should be killed with 3-0 up, to conceding a last-minute equaliser to Sevilla 2-2. And Ten Hag will be furious. But I have to go back to it again. I don't know how we go. And this isn't just a man crush speaking here, people. Martinez being out, he's central to how we play. Central to the actual mentality of this team. I don't know how we cope without him. I'll tell you, as I said, somebody who I do want to praise tonight was Anthony. I think he's developed in these last few games. He's shown certain aspects of his game where people have been criticising, pointing fingers, say, you've got to do better than that. He went on the outside of his player a couple of times. He looked more dangerous. He didn't just tuck inside, but when he did, crashed off the post. Could have been, should have been 3-0. Unlucky. He's got that fight in him, man. Casemiro's got it. Martinez has got it. Anthony's got it. You can see the Brazilians on the wall there. Big up Stan Chow, the latest print. I've got Casemiro smiling there. I wanted to have the happy return here from the holiday, and we had that in that first half. And that's what I think will frustrate everybody the most tonight, because we've seen an improvement in these last few weeks, the last 3 games since Newcastle, right? Brentford wasn't the best, but we played well, and we played well as a team, as a defensive unit, got that 1-0. Everton was much better. We built on the Brentford game, and in that first half, we built on the Brentford and the Everton games. And in the second half, it just went... And you could say that the moment that did change in the second half was when those subs were made. But Martial was always coming off, all right? That's not a bad substitution to make at all. What would happen if he kept Martial on there for 10 minutes and then he pulled up holding his hammy? Oh, man, Ten Hag would have got crucified. That was pre-planned. And the way that United were playing, it was calm. But we lost control of that game. I thought Casemiro looked like he hadn't been playing for a month. It's not like he played bad at all in any way, shape or form. But you remember that Casemiro that we saw towards the start, he was kind of misplaced in certain passes. You think, oh, okay, wouldn't expect that. Casemiro, I think, looked like he, certainly for the last 20, 25 minutes, looked like he hasn't played for a month. Because, lo and behold, he hasn't played for a month. But at least he didn't get suspended for the second leg. Because that second leg now is... I know Sevilla are not the team that they once were. But I tell you what, Man United in that second half, we didn't half let them back in. Frustrated. Really frustrated. That's how I would say. And by the way, that, in my opinion, was more of a red than both of Casemiro's red cards that he has had this season. But I go back to it again, and I hope that wasn't as bad as it looked. But I'd kind of be surprised if it wasn't. That's Rashford out for a few games now. That's Shaw, who's been missing for a few games. And that's Martinez now, what looks like a season-ending injury. These players have been put through the mill. As I said, that there was the expiration of a body. Not to do with anything else. That's overworked players. It's what happens when you play a World Cup halfway through the season. But to see United go from that to that, 2-0 to 2-2, I didn't expect it. Ten Hag wouldn't have expected it. You could say that his subs definitely impacted the game, and they did. But this is about management, squad management, playing games, 4 games in 11 days we've got right now. He has to rotate and has to rely on these players. And they didn't deliver. And I think particular tonight, Malaysia, Worst game in the United shirt. His mistake let them back in and ultimately swung that tie. All to play for next week when it should have been game, set, match, buried.